Hello and welcome to the live session by Infinity Learn by Sri Chaitanya. I am Misbah, your maths educator, and in this class we are going to start with coordinate geometry. So are you guys ready? Just confirm that in the chat, guys. Hello Shivani, hi RN Games, welcome to this session. Are you guys able to hear and see me properly? Just confirm that quickly in the chat. And in this session we are going to start with coordinate geometry. So we are working according to the flow of syllabus of CBSE, but obviously we are moving beyond that as well. We are taking previous year questions of NTSE and all that. So are you guys ready? Just confirm that in the chat. Hello Samarpita, welcome to this session. Are you able to hear and see me properly? So we are going to start with coordinate geometry. From the very basics we are going to do that. Hi Sudhir, welcome to this session. So can you tell me what is the use of coordinate geometry, or why the existence of coordinate geometry is there, or what was the reason of coming of this branch of mathematics, that is coordinate geometry? Can you tell that? Hello Sudhir, good afternoon. What is the use of coordinate geometry? Because you must have studied coordinate geometry earlier as well. If you are there in grade 10, then you must have already studied, but basically this is a session of Pratham series on the Infinity Learn class 9 and 10 YouTube channel for grade 9 students. Hello Shubham, welcome to this session. So can you tell me what is the use of coordinate geometry? The most basic use I'm talking about. Otherwise these days coordinate geometry is used in many things. The most visible use of it is in GPS system, right? That is global positioning system, and that in latitudes and longitudes, right? So basically coordinate geometry is used to find the relative position of something with respect to some other thing. Okay Arjo, you got that guys? So when you want to find the relative position of something with respect to some other thing, then the use of coordinate geometry is there. You got that logic? So normally what do we study in our school syllabus and in other competitive examinations as well? That is the rectangular coordinate system. The position of a point in a plane is determined with the reference to two fixed mutually perpendicular lines. They are mutually perpendicular to each other. The horizontal axis is known as the x-axis. The vertical axis is known as the y-axis. They are mutually perpendicular to each other, called the coordinate axis. Okay? They are mutually perpendicular to each other. The horizontal axis is nothing but the number line only in the horizontal direction, and the y-axis is nothing but the number line only in the vertical direction. Got it guys? So that is the only thing. So what do we study over here? The whole system is known as the rectangular coordinate system. This is rectangular coordinate system. So it's not that this is the only coordinate system. But up till grade 10 we study the rectangular coordinate system only. You got that? Up till grade 10 coordinate system. Up till grade 10 we do this only, right? Even and after that you will be studying something called polar coordinates and all that. Or this is also known as Cartesian coordinate system. This is also known as Cartesian coordinate system, because this was first given by the French mathematician René Descartes, right? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly or not. It's a French name. So I hope this thing is clear. One is the horizontal axis. It is the number line in the horizontal direction. And then you've got a vertical axis, number line in the vertical direction. Horizontal axis is known as the x-axis. Vertical axis is known as the y-axis. We find the position of objects with respect to these two axes over here. So the horizontal line is called the x-axis, the vertical line is known as the y-axis, and the intersection of these two lines over here is called the origin. This is the origin, the point of intersection of the vertical as well as the horizontal axis. They are known as, that is known as origin. We are not doing that over here obviously Shubham. This is a grade 9 session, right? On the Infinity Learn class 9 and 10 YouTube channel. So needless to say, I'll not discuss about other coordinate systems. But yeah, one thing I can say to you Shubham, this is just a convention. This is the universally accepted convention. The coordinate axis can also have different angles in between them. You can also have a coordinate system like this. Yes or no? See, these are perpendicular axes, but they can also have an angle between them. So what you will say over here, they are oblique. Got it or not? Oblique axis. You can also think like this. See, this is not actually present in nature. It is given by us only. You got that logic? But obviously you must have a universal system which is acceptable everywhere. You got that, Shubham? So therefore we study the rectangular coordinate system most often. I hope you understand that. Otherwise you can have coordinate axis like this as well, oblique axis. You got that? And basically if you start preparing for IIT JEE and all that, so the coordinate system can be tilted as well, and there is transformation of axis as well. That can be done. But needless to say, I will not start explaining transformation of axis and all that over here, because that is not there in grade 9. I hope you understand that. Okay. Okay. So I hope this thing is clear up till here. Now I want to show you something. Suppose I have got this point. Can you tell me what are the coordinates of this point over here? What are the coordinates of this point, guys? Tell me. Just tell that quickly, guys. What are the coordinates of this point over here? So the coordinates of this point, first you have to move along the x-axis. See, you have moved along the x-axis, so you have moved for 2 units distance, right? So basically x coordinate will be 2, and then in order to get this point, if you move along the y-axis, it is around this thing, right? If you move along the y-axis, it is 4 units. So therefore the coordinates of this point, they are 2, 4. Exactly. Very simple. It is Samarpita and Shubham. 2, 4, they are the coordinates of this point over here, right? But one thing you have to understand over here. Can you tell me what is the perpendicular distance of this point from the x-axis? Can you tell me? What is the perpendicular distance of this point from the x-axis? Tell me, guys. Perpendicular distance of this point from the x-axis I am talking about. Exactly. See, this is basically the perpendicular distance from the x-axis, right? So perpendicular distance from the x-axis is 4 units, and the perpendicular distance from y-axis is 2 units. Correct? It's as simple as that. So a point can be represented like this. Yes, 2, 4 over here. This is the x coordinate, right? This is the x coordinate or the abscissa. This is the x coordinate or the abscissa. This spelling, every time I get confused. You understand that it is a different type of word, abscissa. Yeah. So this is the x coordinate, that is known as the abscissa, and the y coordinate is known as the ordinate. Y coordinate is known as the ordinate, and collectively they are known as the coordinates of the point. Collectively they are known as the coordinates of this point. Any doubt in this thing to any student in this session? Tell me. Collectively they are known as the coordinates of this point. X coordinate is called the abscissa, y coordinate is called the ordinate, and collectively they are known as the coordinates of this point. Now it is just a convention. You may ask that why we are writing the perpendicular distance from the y-axis first. It means why we are walking around the x-axis first. Why not we are walking around the y-axis first? So that is just a convention. You might be thinking that why we are not taking this point to be 4, 2. This is just a convention that first we count the perpendicular distance of a point from the y-axis, or you can say distance of that point along the x-axis, right? Or parallel to the x-axis, you can think about. So that is just a convention. Now one more thing. The point is called ordered pair. I mean, it is just an ordered pair. It means if you are writing 2, 4, it is not same as 4, 2. That is the meaning of ordered pair. This is a different point. This is a different point. It's not that if you will change the points, you'll get the same thing over there. You got that? If this is 2, 4, 4, 2 is somewhere over here, right? This is 4 comma 2. It is somewhere over here. And that is the meaning of ordered pair. That is ordered pair. It means if you change the order of the values, you will not get the same point in the Cartesian coordinate system or the rectangular coordinate system. Is this clear to every student in the class? The very basics of coordinate geometry. Any doubt in these things up till here? Tell me, guys. So once again, I'll explain one or two things so that there is no confusion in these things. Over here, see, suppose if I take a point over here, suppose I'm taking 4 comma 3, or maybe in this way I'll take. See, otherwise it will not be a confusion. See, minus 4 comma 3. This is minus 4 comma 3, guys. Okay. Now you see, what is the perpendicular distance of this point from y-axis? Can you tell the answer, Samarpita and Shubham? What is the perpendicular distance of this point from y-axis? Can you tell that? Tell that quickly, guys. Perpendicular distance of minus 4 comma 3 from the y-axis I'm talking about. Samarpita, you are walking along this thing, right? Along this thing. So this is the perpendicular distance from y-axis, Samarpita. You got that logic? Perpendicular distance from y-axis is 4 units. You got it? Perpendicular distance, no, it is not minus 4. That's why I had taken that point, Samarpita. Distance can never be negative. Although this is in the negative direction, you are getting minus 4 because you are going in the negative direction. But that does not make the distance to be negative. So the perpendicular distance of this point from the y-axis is plus 4 units. And the perpendicular distance from the x-axis is 3 units. You see, the perpendicular distance from x-axis is 3 units. So again I will say, if you have got any point, suppose I have got minus 5 comma 8. If somebody asks what is the perpendicular distance of this point from y-axis, so the perpendicular distance of this point from the y-axis will be the positive value of the abscissa. This is the perpendicular distance from y-axis. Distance can never be negative. And the perpendicular distance of this point from the x-axis is 8 units. Any doubt in this thing to any student in the class? Tell me. So that is the meaning of perpendicular distance. I hope this is clear to everybody in this session. Any doubt in that, guys? Just confirm that in the chat. Samarpita, Shubham, any doubt in that? Okay. Now we have got quadrants over here. So basically we move in the anti-clockwise direction. You got it like this? We are moving. See, the clock moves in this direction. We move in the anti-clockwise direction, starting with this region. This is the first quadrant, the second quadrant, third quadrant and the fourth quadrant. First quadrant means the region between the positive x-axis, positive y-axis and positive x-axis. Second quadrant is the region between positive y-axis and negative x-axis. Third quadrant is negative, the region between negative y-axis, negative x-axis. Fourth quadrant is the region between positive x-axis and negative y-axis. It cannot change. Now there is no reason behind it that why this is the first, why second, why third, why fourth. This is just a convention which is invented by human beings only. You got that logic? So in the first quadrant, you see you are moving along the positive x-axis and positive y-axis. So in the first quadrant, abscissa will be positive and ordinate will also be positive. X coordinate will be positive and y coordinate will also be positive. And if you are in the second quadrant, you see you are moving along the negative x-axis. So abscissa will be negative and you are moving along the positive y-axis. So ordinate will be positive. You got it? And if you are in the third quadrant, you see you are moving along the negative x-axis and negative y-axis. So in the third quadrant, abscissa and ordinate, they both are negative. And in the fourth quadrant, you are moving along the positive x-axis and the negative y-axis. So therefore in the fourth quadrant, abscissa is positive and ordinate is negative. Is it clear to every student over here? Or you can see that when you are above the x-axis. When you are above the x-axis, ordinate is positive. Below the x-axis, ordinate is negative. And you see, towards the right hand side of the y-axis, then abscissa is positive. Towards the left hand side of the y-axis, abscissa is negative. Is it clear to everybody over here? These are the basics of coordinate geometry. If it is not clear, then you will be facing issues. So please make sure that before you leave grade 9, every basic concept in coordinate geometry must be clear to you. Any doubt in this thing up till here, guys? Okay, and if I ask what are the coordinates of the origin, can you tell that? Hi Chetan, welcome to this session. What are the coordinates of the origin? A very basic question. Chetan, please try to be on time. Obviously, this is a live session going on, so you have to work according to the time only. So the coordinates of the origin will be 0, 0, right? Why 0, 0? Because you haven't, see, abscissa, change in abscissa means what? You are moving along the positive x-axis or positive y-axis, but you are over here only. So abscissa is 0. Now change in ordinate. Ordinate means you are moving along the upwards or moving downwards. So ordinate is also, there is no value of ordinate, so therefore it is 0 only. I hope it is clear. I hope these things are clear to every student in this session. So let's do some questions on the basis of these concepts. Basic questions only, because this is basics of coordinate geometry. So can you tell me what is the answer to this question? The abscissa of a point is the distance of the point from. What will be the correct answer? Chetan, you will also be able to do, don't bother. I will be explaining the concepts with the help of questions as well. You don't have to bother. But you must have patience. If you don't have patience, if you will feel that within 5 minutes I must get everything, and if I am not getting it means the person in front of me is not explaining properly, then that is your mistake. You have to understand that. Within 5 minutes nothing happens, guys. So the abscissa of a point is the distance of the point from what? Can you tell that, Chetan? Yes, I'll explain once again, lone boy. See, when I make the coordinate axis over here, something like this, and suppose, okay, this is the x-axis, the y-axis and the origin, okay. Now suppose I've got a point, any random point I'm taking 3, 4, correct? I'm just taking 3, 4. Now what does it mean? You see it properly over here. What is 3 over here? This is 3 or not? Tell me. This is 3 or not? So what is abscissa? It is the perpendicular distance from y-axis or not? Tell me. Use your logic. Isn't this the perpendicular distance from y-axis, guys? Isn't this the perpendicular distance from y-axis? So abscissa of a point is the perpendicular distance from y-axis. You got that logic? Lone boy, Shubham, Chetan, Samarpita. Abscissa of a point is the perpendicular distance from y-axis only. And if I ask what is the perpendicular distance of this point from x-axis, can you tell me? What is the perpendicular distance of this point from x-axis? What is the answer? If I ask, so you see, this is 4 or not, guys? This is 4, or you can say this is 4. Isn't this the perpendicular distance, or if you write only distance, that will also work. So 4 is the perpendicular distance or distance from the x-axis. So abscissa of a point or x coordinate of a point is the perpendicular distance from the y-axis, and ordinate of a point or y coordinate of a point is the perpendicular distance of that point from the x-axis. I hope it is clear to every student in this session. I hope this is clear now. Very basic concept, guys, but it must be crystal clear to you. You cannot say that these things are not clear. Lone boy, the perpendicular distance of this point from x-axis is 4. You see this properly. This thing is 4 or not? And this is the perpendicular distance from x-axis. So ordinate is the perpendicular distance from x-axis, or y coordinate or ordinate is the perpendicular distance from the x-axis. Abscissa or x coordinate is the perpendicular distance from y-axis. They are opposites of each other. I hope it is clear now. Okay, so let's move on to the next thing. Can you tell me what is the answer to this? You would say basic definition questions these are. What is the answer over here? The y coordinate of a point is the distance of that point from, very good, y coordinate is the distance from the x axis. Y coordinate is the perpendicular distance from the x axis. I can give one more example if it is not clear still. See, if you have got something like this, x axis, y axis and the origin. So over here, suppose I am taking a negative point so that it is, one more doubt I will clear. Suppose this is -3, -4, right? Okay, suppose it is something like this over here. So if you will join it like this, can I not say that this distance is 3, this is also 3? Guys, distance can never be negative. Please understand that the coordinates are negative does not make the distance to be negative. The concept of distance is absolute. It can never be negative. So the distance is 3 units over here. This is also 4 units only. Distance can never be negative. So the question over here, it will be option A only, lone boy. So the perpendicular distance of this point from the y-axis, this is y-axis, this is the perpendicular distance from y-axis. So the perpendicular distance of this point from y-axis is the positive value of its abscissa, positive value of abscissa or positive value of x coordinate. And the perpendicular distance from the x-axis is this or not. So perpendicular distance from x-axis is the positive value of ordinate or the positive value of y coordinate. I hope it is clear to every student over here. Any doubt in this thing now? Very basics of coordinate geometry, but you cannot say that you don't know this. At any cost, these things must be clear. I hope it is clear. Obviously, we are not taking questions from any other chapter. This session is defined for basics of coordinate geometry. We are going to discuss that only, FF gamers over here. Otherwise, if somebody will watch the recording, he or she will be confused. You have to understand that thing, right? I hope it is clear. Okay, so can you tell me what about this question, basic question over here? If both the coordinates of a point are negative, then what point, that point will lie in which quadrant over here? Can you tell that, guys? So both the coordinates are negative. Very basic question. Exactly, it will be in the third quadrant. Very basic only, right? So basically, if you'll make it like this, the coordinate axis, you know that in the first quadrant it is positive, positive, because you have got positive x-axis and positive y-axis. Over here it will be negative, positive. Over here it will be negative, negative, and over here it is positive, negative. Any doubt in this thing, guys, that how it is coming out to be positive and negative? There must be no doubt, right? Exactly, third quadrant, very basic a question. Which part, lone boy? See, lone boy, maybe you have joined late. In the third quadrant, you are moving along the negative axis, lone boy, and you are moving along the negative y-axis. So therefore, whatever may be the point in this quadrant, its x coordinate or abscissa and y coordinate or ordinate will be negative or not, lone boy? Tell me. Yes, Sufia, yes, Narsimlu. Is it clear now, lone boy? So therefore, third option is correct over here. Okay. What about this? The abscissa of a point is 0, then the point will lie on what? Can you tell that? Abscissa of a point is 0, then the point will lie where, guys? Tell me. Abscissa means x coordinate, that is 0. X coordinate is 0. Exactly. Very simple question again. If you make the coordinate axis over here, you see x axis, y axis and the origin. So any point on the y axis, if you are on the y axis, you are not moving in the positive or in the negative, you are not moving in the forward or in the backward direction. So it means that abscissa or x coordinate of any point lying on the y axis has to be 0. So any point on the y-axis is of the form 0, y or not? Tell me. So therefore y-axis will be the answer. Any point on the y-axis will be of this form. Okay? I hope that is clear. Yes, basic question over here. Okay, what about this one, guys? Can you do this one? And one more thing over here I will explain. Any point on the x-axis, you see, when you are on the x-axis, you are not moving in the upward or in the downward direction. Therefore, the ordinate will not change. So, any point on the x-axis is of the form x comma 0. Yes or no? Any point on the x-axis is of the form x comma 0. And any point on the y-axis is of the form 0 comma y. I hope this is clear. Okay. Can you do this one, guys, and let me know the answer? If x is greater than 0 and y is less than 0, then the point x comma minus y will lie in which quadrant? Can you tell the answer over here? Okay, there is no reason behind that, Anuj. Are you asking that, Anuj, that y abscissa is before ordinate? Are you asking that doubt, Anuj? It is just a convention that you take the x coordinate before the y coordinate. No other logic behind that. You got that, Anuj? Because see, this is not a natural thing, na? It is invented by us only. It is invented by mankind, right? The coordinate system, right? For our convenience. Therefore, we follow something which is there, which is accepted universally. Otherwise, then every person will have their own system of reference. What is the coordinate system? Is just to find the position of something with respect to some other thing. Got that logic? So therefore, there is no logic for that. Okay. Now, one more question is there. Why this is the first quadrant? Why not this is the first quadrant? That is another convention. You got that, Anuj? There is no logic that why this is first, why this is not first, why this is not first. I hope it is clear. Okay. Now, you see this question over here. So, x is greater than y and y is less than 0. See. So, x is greater than y and y is less than 0 over here. Okay. So, over here you have to find that x comma minus y will lie in which quadrant. See, y is negative. It is given in the question that y is negative. So, can I take any negative value of y? Suppose I am taking y is equal to minus 3. Y is given negative in the question. So, can I take a negative value of y? Now, tell me what is minus y over here, guys? What is minus y? Minus y will be 3 or not? Tell me. Plus 3. If y is minus 3, so minus y will be plus 3. And x is already positive. So, just suppose any positive value of x. So, tell me x comma minus y will be 4 comma 3 or not? Tell me, guys, according to the question. X comma minus y will be 4 comma 3. So, it will lie in the first quadrant. Is it clear? The question is twisted. Very good, Anuj, that is correct. It will lie in the first quadrant. It's not very tough a question. Yes, Sanjay, I am taking name of every student over here. Is it clear to every student in the class? Tell me. Any doubt in the question, guys? Just confirm in the chat. See, Shubham, it is already given in the question. Read it properly. It is given now that x is greater than 0. Read it properly. And y is less than 0. It is given. So, it means, can I just assume that y is equal to minus 3, any negative value? So, if y is minus 3, can we say that minus y will be plus 3? And x is already positive, can I take it to be any positive value? 4. So, you see what will be the value of x comma minus y? X is 4 and minus y we have got to be equal to 3. So, this will lie in the first quadrant or not? Tell me, Sanjay. Is it clear? Hello, Shipra. Is it clear now, Shubham? Any doubt in that? Oh my goodness, it means you have joined the class late only. Please try to join on time. Quadrant is basically this, Sanjay. When you divide the coordinate axis, the rectangular coordinate system into 4 parts. This is the first quadrant, this is the second quadrant, this is the third quadrant, and this is the fourth quadrant. You remember that now, Sanjay? The region enclosed between the positive y-axis and the positive x-axis is the first quadrant. The region enclosed between the negative x-axis and positive y-axis is the second quadrant. In that manner it is there. Narsimhulu, y is less than 0. Read it properly. Y is less than 0 is given in the question. So can I not take a negative value of y because it is already given in the question. But we have to find the position of minus y, Narsimhulu. If y is negative, so see y is negative, so minus y will be positive or not, Narsimhulu? Tell me. Tell that logic is clear or not. Yes, Shipra. Is it clear? Narsimhulu, y is negative, so minus y will be positive. You understand that or not? And x is already positive, minus y is also positive. So both of them will be in the first quadrant or not? I hope it is clear. Anuj, I had already discussed that, Anuj, twice or thrice or 4 times in this session. Please try to join the session on time, na? Otherwise I'll keep on repeating that only, right? So this session, you have to see the things. If you want to obviously attend the classes properly, just check out the Infinity Learn Class 9 and 10 YouTube channel around 12 p.m. every day. The sessions are defined there. Join the class on time. Otherwise, what will happen, you understand? Otherwise, I'll take the same thing and revise again. It will waste our time, right? Instead of that, we can do other questions, right? We have got many questions to do. Can you tell me what is the answer to this question? On the Infinity Learn Class 9 and 10 YouTube channel, Pratham series is going on for grade 9 students in both maths and science, and Pioneer series is going on for grade 10 students in both math and science. You can check out the playlist named as Pratham and Pioneer on the Infinity Learn Class 9 and 10 YouTube channel. To attend the live session, please check out the channel daily at around 2 p.m. You can do that because the class is on 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. That's it. Only Hindi is not possible, Shipra, because बहुत सारे students हैं जो South India के हैं, so they'll not understand Hindi. I hope you understand that. Shushant, sessions are already going on. I hope you understand that. Okay, please check out the channels. So point A comma 0 will lie on which, on where? It will lie on the x-axis. Right now I had explained this to you. If you take the x-axis, the coordinate system over here, so you see, if you are on the x-axis, you are not moving in the upward or the downward direction. It means ordinate or y coordinate is not changing. So for any point on the x-axis, the y coordinate will be 0. You got that logic? Sampath, that is not specific topic in grade 9 and 10, but still I'll try to make a video on that topic. Don't bother, Sampath. See, whatever you want, please comment that in the comment section after the class, because in that manner only I'll be able to remember. Na? If you will write in the live chat, I'll not be able to remember. So if you have got any kind of doubts or something like that, please put your problem in the comment section. I'll make the videos on the basis of that topics as well. Don't bother. Thanks, Sushan. Okay? Yes, please do that. Just comment that. I'll make videos because I daily make a video. You must have seen on the Infinity Learn Class 9 and 10 YouTube channel. Okay. So can we do this question, guys? Ordinate of a point is positive in which quadrant? Basic questions these are, guys. Ordinate is positive in which quadrant? Just put that in the comment section, Narsimhulu. I'll for sure try my level best to do that. Okay? Ordinate means the y coordinate. So you see, y coordinate will be positive when you are above x-axis. You got that? Y coordinate is positive when you are above x-axis. So you will say that ordinate is positive in the first and the second quadrants. It will be positive in the first and second quadrants. I hope it is clear. So option, okay, there is a mistake in options. This is C, suppose. So option B is correct. Yes. Okay, Sushant. You got that logic, guys? So option B is correct. First and second quadrants. First and second quadrants, it will be Narsimhulu. You see this figure, when you are above x-axis, therefore you are getting positive y-axis. So in the first and second quadrants, ordinate will be positive. And in first, wait, this is the third quadrant, this is the fourth quadrant. What you are saying over here is for abscissa, Narsimhulu. When you are in the first and the fourth quadrants, you are towards right of y-axis where positive x-axis is there. So abscissa or x coordinate is positive in the first and the fourth quadrants. Abscissa or x coordinate, they are is positive in the first and fourth quadrants. I hope it is clear. Basics of coordinate geometry, Shipra. Yes. What about this, guys? Basics of coordinate geometry, Shipra. I'm sorry for pronouncing your name. I don't exactly remember the chapter name. अब नंबर कैसे याद होगा बताओ. अब मेरे को फ्लो थोड़ी याद है एनसीईआरटी का. हाँ, ये मैं बता रहा हूं कि बेसिक्स ऑफ कोऑर्डिनेट ज्योमेट्री है. फॉर ग्रेड 9 स्टूडेंट्स दिस इज द प्रथम सीरीज. और फॉर ग्रेड 10 स्टूडेंट्स एज वेल ऑन द इन्फिनिटी लर्न क्लास 9 and 10 यूट्यूब चैनल, यू हैव गॉट पायनियर सीरीज इन बोथ मैथ्स एंड साइंस. Okay, so Sufia is saying it is D. So the point which lies on y-axis at a distance of 10 units in the negative direction of y-axis. It means suppose you make the coordinate axis like this. This is the x-axis, the y-axis and the origin. So the point which will lie on the negative direction of y-axis at a point 10 units. So kahin yahan par it will be. So you see over here x coordinate will be minus 10 and ordinate will be 0 or not, tell me. So minus 10 comma 0 will be the answer. Why guys? इसमें कैसे गलती कर रहे हो बताओ? You have to move in the negative direction of the x-axis. Oh my goodness, I did a mistake. I'm sorry for that guys. Correct हो तुम लोग. मैंने ही गलत कर दिया है. चलो. So negative direction of y-axis में जा रहे हो ना? Negative direction of y-axis. Correct है. तो 0 comma minus 10 it will be, है ना? 0 comma minus 10. Option D is correct. Any doubt in that? It's all up to you. You can do that, Narsimulu. It depends that you are in which grade, and suppose you are in grade 10 as well. 10th के भी बच्चे, they can also see for grade 9 videos, right? Suppose there is a problem in your basics. Option D is correct. Any doubt in this question, guys? I did a mistake over there. Option D is correct. Bimla and Shubham, Samarpita, Ashutosh were correct. Sufia as well. Any doubt in this thing, guys? Just confirm that in the chat quickly. Because you are going in the negative direction of y-axis, correct? Chalo. Can you do this question, guys, and let me know the answer? If the coordinates of a point, these are given hai p ke coordinates and the coordinates of q, can you find the value of abscissa of p minus abscissa of q? Can you do this one? Abscissa of p minus abscissa of q. देखो, on the Infinity Learn class 9 and 10 YouTube channel, a class is there daily on 3 p.m. From Monday to Friday, and a class is there on 4 p.m. on Monday to Friday. बस ये चीजें हैं, है ना? बाकी तुम एक बार अराउंड 2 p.m. just check out the Infinity Learn class 9 and 10 YouTube channel. वहां पे लाइव सेक्शन में तुम जाके you can see that कि आज किस किस सब्जेक्ट की क्लास है ना? ये इतना तो कर सकते हो ना? ठीक है, चलो. डेली एट 3 p.m. और एक 4 p.m. पे है. ओके, लेट्स सी विच वन इज करेक्ट. तो यहां पे देखो, यू हैव टू फाइंड एब्सिसा ऑफ P माइनस एब्सिसा ऑफ Q. एब्सिसा ऑफ P क्या है? एब्सिसा का मतलब होता है एक्स कोऑर्डिनेट. सो -2 इज द एब्सिसा. नाउ यू सी माइनस इज ऑलरेडी देयर, सो दिस माइनस विल रिमेन एज इट इज. नाउ एब्सिसा ऑफ Q इज व्हाट? एब्सिसा ऑफ Q इज -3. Abscissa of Q is already -3 over here. So therefore 2 negative signs are coming. So -2 plus 3, therefore 1 is the answer. Option B is correct over here. Correct hai? Option B is correct. Very good, Sufia, Narsimlu. Option B is correct. Yes, Samarpita, Ashutosh. Any doubt in the question, guys, to any student in this session? Very basic questions, because we are doing the basics of coordinate geometry for grade 9 students. But suppose you are there in grade 10 and you're still having some basic conceptual doubts, you can obviously attend Pratham series as well. It is all up to you. I hope it is clear to every student over here. Okay. I hope it is clear. Let's move on to the next one. Can you try doing this one? The perpendicular distance of this point from the x-axis you have to find. The perpendicular distance of this point from the x-axis. Try doing this one and let me know the answer quickly, guys. See, these are very basic questions. You don't have to do anything. basic conceptual questions. You don't have to calculate and all that. Perpendicular distance of this from x axis you have to find. Oh my goodness, Sufia, Samarpita, Shubham, everybody did it wrong. What happened, guys? Ashutosh, that is not correct. See, if I will plot the points over here, if I plot the points over here, suppose the point is -4 comma -3. This is point P, guys. Okay, -4 -3 will be somewhere over here, guys. -4 comma -3 will be somewhere over here, right? Can I not say over here, guys, the perpendicular distance of this point from y-axis is what? 4 units. Distance can never be negative. The coordinates are negative. That does not make distance to be negative. Very good. Option D is correct. Distance can never be negative, guys. In the same manner, this distance is 3 units. So the perpendicular distance of this point from x-axis is plus 3 units. From x-axis it is plus 3 units, and from y-axis it is plus 4 units. You got it? Distance can never be negative. Coordinates are negative. That does not make the distance to be negative. I hope it is clear to every student in the class, and that is the purpose I had taken this question. तो देखो ये गलत है ना. देखो कोई भी क्लास होती है शिप्रा, उसको टाइम पे ज्वाइन करोगी तभी तो समझ में आएगा. खुद सोचो ना, बीच में कोई ऐसा तो जादू थोड़ी हो जाएगा. तुम समझ रही होगी नहीं. Ani, see, x coordinate is -4, but what is x coordinate? Ani, this is x coordinate or not? Tell me. So x coordinate or abscissa is the perpendicular distance from y axis. It is opposite. And this is y coordinate. In this manner you get the y coordinate, Ani, tell me. So y coordinate is the perpendicular distance from x axis. But one more thing it is, you have to take the positive value because distance can never be negative. The coordinates are negative but distance is every time positive. You got this logic or not, Ani? Therefore I am saying please try to join the class on time. If you will join in between, it will not happen properly. Please understand that you have to join the class on time. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता है कि तुम बीच में ज्वाइन कर लोगे तो कैसे होगा बताओ. खुद सोच के देखो ना. इसमें कोई मैं गलत तो बोल नहीं रहा हूं, है ना. क्लास टाइम पे ज्वाइन करो. शुरू से जो चीजें इफ आई एम एक्सप्लेनिंग तो तभी तो वो चीजें समझ में आएंगी. आनी, आई होप इट इज क्लियर नाउ. सी, अब क्लियर है आनी कि कैसे हुआ ये डिस्टेंस. आई होप दिस इज क्लियर. इन डाउट इन दैट? तुम्हें भी क्लियर है शिप्रा? चलो. Okay, can you do this question? The distance of this point from the origin. Can you find the distance of this point from the origin? Okay, the name is not written properly. It must be capital P, right? You cannot use small p for that. Can you find the distance of this point 3,4 from the origin? ओके, कोई बात नहीं. तो मैंने आपको बता दिया है कि कैसे करना है. इन्फिनिटी लर्न क्लास 9 एंड 10 यूट्यूब चैनल पे फॉर ग्रेड 9 स्टूडेंट्स प्रथम सीरीज इज गोइंग ऑन, एंड फॉर ग्रेड 10 स्टूडेंट्स पायनियर सीरीज इज गोइंग ऑन. डेली 3 PM to 3:45 PM एंड 4 PM to 4:45 PM क्लासेस होती हैं. स्केड्यूल के लिए तुम एक बार 2 से 2:30 PM के बीच में चेक कर लो और क्लास अटेंड कर लो. मंडे टू फ्राइडे फिलहाल हो रही हैं क्लासेस. ऑब्वियसली ये इंक्रीज भी होंगी इन दी अपकमिंग फ्यूचर. ठीक है, अब इतना तो देखो करोगे ना. अब तुम बोलोगे कि तुम्हें कोई फोन करके तो नहीं बताएगा ना. समझ रहे हो कि नहीं? चलो. सो यू हैव टू फाइंड द डिस्टेंस ऑफ दिस पॉइंट फ्रॉम द ओरिजिन. करेक्ट, वेरी गुड. इट इज ऑप्शन डी इज करेक्ट ओवर हियर. Very good. Option D is coming out to be correct over here. So how can we do it over here, guys? So although there is one distance formula, but I'm not doing it using distance formula right now because I want to explain it from the very basics. I'm not using the distance formula. Otherwise, you can do it using distance formula. That is correct, Ani. 5 is correct. So the point over here is 3,4. Correct? So if I draw it like this, can I not say that this distance is 3 units, guys? This distance is 3, this distance is 4, this is perpendicular over here. So basically you have to find this or not. Tell me, guys. The side opposite to the right angle is the hypotenuse. So we have to use the Pythagoras theorem. In a right angle triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides, right? So this will come out to be 9 plus 16, that is 25, that is 5 square. Although over here you will get two values of x, right? You will get two values of x which will satisfy this equation. You will study about it in detail in grade 10. This is a quadratic equation, but distance can never be negative, so you will neglect the negative value. So x is equal to 5, or the distance of this point from the origin is 5 units. Is it clear? Yes, Ani, no problem in that. Yes. Yes, Shubham. कोई बात नहीं, लेकिन मैथ्स यू विल बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड शिप्रा, ऐसा थोड़ी है कि तुम नहीं समझोगी, मैथ्स तो समझ जाओगी. फॉर्मूला आई डिड नॉट एक्सप्लेन बिमला, देयरफॉर आई एम नॉट टेकिंग इट ओवर हियर. बिमला, आई होप यू आर एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड. फॉर्मूला आई डिड नॉट एक्सप्लेन ना. अब जो चीज मैंने पढ़ाया ही नहीं तो उस पर क्वेश्चंस हाउ कैन आई डू? तो दैट वुड बी रॉन्ग ना. You understand from that point of view. Suppose you will watch the recording and you will see where is distance formula, where is distance formula. I cannot directly take the distance formula if I haven't explained the distance formula in this class, right? That I will take up in the next session, don't bother, right? So 2-3 more questions are there. You see, this concept of mirror image we'll take in the next session, okay? So 1 or 2 more questions are left, we'll take up in the next session, and in the next session we'll take up the distance formula as well. So that's all we needed to discuss in this session, guys. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the Infinity Learn class 9 and 10 YouTube channel, and also don't forget to subscribe to the Telegram channel as well, so as to get the updates regarding sessions and questions on the basis of these topics, and the PDF after the session as well. Bye bye guys, we'll meet in the next class. Take care everybody.